Get this party, oh, only 7:02, not too bad, yeah. All right. Welcome to the Berlin Conservation Commission meeting of November 20th. As a reminder, this is that open session public meetings are recorded and your voice and image will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube, it should say. All right, minutes of the previous meeting, they were nice and short.
Yeah, next short meeting.
I noticed that.
All of you that missed,
minutes.
yeah, all of you that missed the last meeting, you missed a short one.
I know, I was a little bummed by that. I did actually notice that.
Yep. Any comments, questions, corrections? If not, I will take a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. I'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? We have minutes. All right. Treasurer's report.
Same as it has been. No,
Okay.
no new updates.
Bills and forms.
Bills and forms. No bills, no forms.
No bills, no forms. Excellent. Mail and notices. Right, I have one, but.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. It was mellow.
Okay. Except for the one from Kristen, reminding everybody that if you haven't taken your ethics certification in the last 2 years, please do so. Is there an
Okay,
easy
awesome.
place to get the link for the online version of it?
Dee also sent out an email
Mhm.
that has the link in it.
Okay.
If you forward it to
Yeah,
the
I can.
members
Yep.
of the committee, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
And the state is actually tracking this now. It is no longer tracked at the local level, so it is important that you do it every 2 years.
Right.
And if you're not sure, apparently you can go on and see if you are current.
All right.
I have
And
yet to try yet, so I can't say how that works.
Yeah,
but-
I've done it. It asks for a username and a password, so if you've taken it before and you say, I'm gonna create a new account, it says, no, sorry, you have one. Just do forget password, you're in, you click on the link, you go through some screens, some information, click done, and it says, congratulations, print your certificate here.
So
Right,
where do you
and-
go for Peg to get that? Where do you go?
It's in the email.
right,
Carolyn-
I'll
okay.
send it.
Okay.
Yep.
Print the certificate and then bring it into the clerk's office, or
I
the state now
forwarded it.
keeps track of it?
I
State
forwarded
now.
the email.
Yeah, the state now tracks it though, so
Yeah.
you don't even have to use.
You don't even have, right,
but-
exactly. So we don't have to print it, we don't have to. Okay.
It's off a state website. I just did it because I had to do it for the first time. And yeah,
Right.
it's just like, they're like, okay, congratulations, you're all set. We emailed you a thing, done. So-
Cool. So there's that. And obviously, we had an email, which will be covered in our 7:15 hearing. And other than that,
Yeah, not much. Just general questions on if we have any additional filing fees, that sort of thing.
right, and lots of
Mhm.
training and
Yeah.
seminars and things and,
Mhm.
yeah, it's amazing. Okay, trying to get to 7:15. Slowly. All right, Maplewood, nothing's going on there. If we get a ton of rain, we should probably, Walter, I'm looking at you. We, just
No, I'll go
take a
up.
ride and.
Yeah, I went up the other day, it was the weirdest thing, my black back brook, which like gin clear all the time. You couldn't see 3 inches under the water, and so I rode up the street, kept looking at bridges, and then it got dark, and I didn't go up it. Obviously didn't come from Maplewood, because there's no water in the brook up there, but it was maybe a beaver dam let go or something, but it was strange, real silted.
All right. Yeah, so I'm not sure how much rain we're really gonna get, but because we haven't had much
Oh, yeah,
rain.
I will.
If we get a lot at once, it's gonna not soak in and just run right downstream.
Well, there's so
Got
much
it.
leaf dust from
Right.
the, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay, Highland Ridge.
So we've had 2 reports since the last meeting. Both of them, let's see, Northwest Basin is functioning normally. Pond levels remain slightly below lowest outlet invert. Overall site remains stable, no erosion was observed. And then the most recent report, still Northwestern Basin functioning normally, pond levels remain below lowest outlet invert. Overall site remains stable, no erosions. But they did add a comment in there. So Pat Garner is suggesting that the order of conditions be amended to reduce the number of visits or monitoring visits. So he said the order of conditions requires a weekly monitoring of the project up until the certificate of compliance is issued. Based on recent discussions I have had with Matt Morrow, the developer's environmental consultant, a request for a COC is unlikely before spring of 2025. Therefore, under the present order of conditions, monitoring must continue for the next 4 to 5 months. I recommend that the Commission consider voting to amend the order of conditions to require fewer monitoring events, particularly given the site is stable. Occasional snow cover is likely and ground may be frozen for weeks during the winter season. I would suggest requiring monitoring no more than every other week and to include additional monitoring following the precipitation greater than 0.5 inches over a 24-hour period. He said, I will continue to monitor the site weekly based on present order of conditions unless the Commission modifies the conditions. Please let me know if such modifications occur and what those revisions may be, if any.
Right.
You want to accept the motion on
Well, so there's a little snafu.
that? Mm-hmm.
We cannot, the applicant must request a modification. We cannot just decide to amend
Okay, so
the,
got it.
order of conditions.
Got it.
So you did,
So I haven't reached out to them yet. I just wanted to
That's the
present it to the
program, right?
Commission and see if you guys,
yeah.
if it's worth.
So, right, so they need to ask us to accept this. They've definitely seen this because the reports go to them as well.
Right.
And we have not, had a request.
Would Mr. Morrow, coordinate that?
Somebody on their team.
Was he
Mhm.
included in, he must be,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
All right.
without them requesting a modification, they're still paying Pat every week.
Yep. So,
Seems like it would be in their own best interest, but.
It-
Yeah.
Yep, you would think that as well.
and I was wondering if this could be done under something less than saying amending the order of conditions. So amending an order of conditions, they're gonna have to hold a public hearing again. They'll have to advertise it, within the newspapers, and they also have to notify abutters that they're updating it. I was wondering if there's a simpler way to go about it, whether it be just like a note, the Commission gives approval of reducing monitoring.
Do you think that would hold water?
Oh, well, maybe it's best to just amend it.
Right,
Yeah,
right. I think, it, as
Yeah.
we've kind of all concluded, it's in their best interest to
Right.
request the
Exactly.
amendment. So, yeah, if you could just send an email
Mhm.
and say, maybe either with that attachment or whatever, and say, as per Pat's last report, is this something you guys are interested, we can put you on the agenda.
Okay, yep.
But, without, them requesting,
Right.
Well, I think given the, relationship that's been, that's developed between the commission and this, developer, we probably ought to be real formal about it.
very formal about, exactly.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yep.
yeah. So, and if you get no response, which frankly is really what I expect,
Right.
because that's how they respond to all our emails,
Mhm.
then we tried.
Yep.
So,
And just a little shout out to AJ and Walter for coming over, taking the time to take a look at things.
Oh, yeah.
And validate really what obviously Patrick had listed. So they're encouraged and so are we. So
All right.
thank you very much.
Awesome.
gentlemen.
Cool. Still waiting for spring on the derailment and for River Road West. We have 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I changed messages with Fred yesterday, he said he was coming up. Well, there's Richard,
Yep.
so,
Hello.
Hi. Come on in and have a seat. We'll call you guys up in a few minutes.
When we sit over here?
Yes, please.
come on.
He's not supposed to be here.
Why? Yes,
This
you are.
isn't where he was coming.
The Conservation Commission?
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. Yes. You are in the right place.
He knows all about it.
Kristen, do you know if Fred's coming?
He said that he was.
Okay.
He said he had a dinner tonight, but he was gonna, yeah, give him a few
I
minutes.
did speak to him earlier today.
Okay. Yep, we'll give him a few more minutes.
He knows where it is, right?
Yeah.
The dinner? I was like, why is he bringing us something?
Yeah, right?
Nice.
All right, let's skip down to Lancaster Road while we're waiting.
Yep, so Lancaster Road, we do have a site visit scheduled for this Saturday at 2 p.m.
How many people are planning to attend to see if we have to post it or not? I know you can't. We'll take good pictures. Ethan,
So
Robin
it's
can't.
this Saturday?
This
I'll
Saturday
try
at
to
2.
be there.
That's the one with the long driveway that
Yes.
stretches
Yep.
the boundaries.
The-
over
Where
there.
the
Yeah, I can
silt
one
fence
with
is
the-
holding the
I
gravel
can
out of the
admit it.
stream.
Right.
Yeah, the structural silt fence.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The silt fence retaining wall.
Okay.
Right.
And,
Do you need me there, or
we
I'm a little
don't,
excited.
and.
But I can go. if you-
We don't wanna get
It's-
a quorum,
if-
right?
You don't want to, yeah, so I won't go.
Okay.
I can't.
So, Ethan, me, and Walter is what it looks like. If you go, then we have to post it. If you go, we're gonna have to post it as a meeting.
Oh, okay.
Stay home.
All right.
So-
I will,
I'm staying
Okay.
home.
I do
All right,
have
good.
other plans that day,
Okay, good,
Bake some.
but I was
All
gonna
right.
try to fit it in, but.
good. So we'll meet here at quarter of,
That works.
and then we'll either
Yeah.
take one car or whatever, but, okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's 7:15.
And they have the new as-built plan.
They don't.
Oh, they don't?
No,
No,
we-
I
we
just
work-
wanted to see the site
Yeah.
before snow.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
I think it'd be good then.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You know, if we get snow.
I know.
But, oh, I hear somebody.
Ann's coming back from Minnesota tomorrow where they just got snow, so maybe she'll bring some.
Yeah, tell her that's okay. All right, well,
Do we need to do the sign?
yes, yep. So if you guys can sign in on this sheet. Yeah.
Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been modified down to 0.6 inches for tomorrow.
Oh, really?
It was 1.2 at one point.
All right. And then Richard, if you want to come and sit at the table, that would be great. All right, so I think probably the best way to start would be, what do you have here?
So, here's some idea. So we're talking about 92 Allen Road. So here's Allen Road. Moving up this way. This is the property and the work that was happening was right in this area. So bordering vegetated wetland. Give you an aerial imagery of it.
So will you point, so it's right
Yeah,
there
right
at the
in
corner
here.
of the
Yep.
driveway, right?
Yeah. So essentially there's a culvert that comes under Allen Road here. And they were looking to expand the culvert and then fill in this area to potentially pave the driveway. So this is the work that we observed.
So, do you want to tell us what's going on?
Just to put a bigger driveway. I can't get into my driveways. I got a 99-year promise, no, whatever.
Driveway.
Easement.
Driveway.
Yep.
And that's all I can do. And they're griping me about still using this and using still, whatever. So to do it, just to make a little bit wider so I can get a pickup truck with a trailer just to come in there and make the swing and make it just a little bigger, that's all. Because their mark is right, I guess it's right in the middle, or even closer to me than it is. And we're just trying to make it usable, usable. It's usable the way it is, but as I said, it's for 99 years and all that.
And you are aware that it was wetlands?
Never even thinking about it.
Okay. So it is, and it falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, which means if you wanted to do the work, you would have had to have come to see us and file what's called a notice of intent, which is exactly that. It's saying, I intend to do some work within the wetland area. This is the work that I intend to do. What do you guys think? Is basically, and then we would either deny the project or approve the project within certain conditions, and then you would have to follow those conditions. So, where it stands now, so we're gonna issue tonight, we're gonna issue what's called an enforcement order, which basically is officially asking you to stop the work.
That's what I did last week.
Yep, so it's just official. And then, and Maddie, keep me in line here if I say something that's not correct. The way I see it is you have two options. You can undo the work you did and restore the wetlands to their original condition, or you can, the Wetlands Protection Act does allow you to do what's called wetlands replication. So that means that you can fill in the wetlands here as long as you create new wetlands adjacent to it. It has to touch the area that is the wetland in order to have any chance of success. Right. I assumed you'd be happy with that solution. It does mean that you're going to have to hire someone to help you create the plan, and to help you with the filing, because you are still going to have to file a notice of intent, and we'll hold a public hearing, and so there are some steps that need to be gone through, but those are the solutions that I think you're looking at.
Looking at what?
Those two options, either restoring it and not doing anything, or going through the permitting process to replicate the wetlands on the other side and fill in the wetlands that you need.
Sure. Not that big of an area. It's, yeah.
Right, yep. So none of you guys have heard these two options. Does anybody have any opinion, anything they want to add? Do you want to add anything?
Oh. So yeah, we would want to see any of the work overseen by a wetland scientist. So you'd have to hire a wetland scientist to come out, and I think the first steps would determine how much area you did end up disturbing as a part of this project. And then I think that would be your first step, and giving us a report back of how much area was kind of disturbed, and then figuring out, so that will give you a baseline of how much more you have to replicate on the other side of the wetland. And then also you'd want to gather as much information, or put together as much of a plan as you want. Like, do you want to actually pave that whole way and include that all in
Right,
your notice of intent?
any work that you plan on doing in that area has to be listed in the plan. So, think big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like whatever you may possibly want to do should be listed in that plan.
Yep, so if you want to pave it, if you want to expand
Put
it.
a fence, if
yeah,
you want to,
wanna
whatever.
Put your
any-
mailbox down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything within 100 feet of that area
Okay,
has to be listed on the plan.
all right. Do what I gotta do, and whoever I gotta chase to figure it on, I'll do.
I didn't really go up, and drove by, but I didn't study the thing. How long is that, Matty? It isn't very long, that ditch, is it?
Length of a hose.
Yeah,
Is it
20
16
foot pipe?
feet?
Wasn't it 20 feet?
16, is it 20? I thought it was
Might be,
16.
yeah, I didn't measure it, but yeah.
So that's from here to the wall, right? Oh,
Yeah, approximately.
and, I mean, I'm just thinking, he has to go through wetlands, and it's gonna cost him $2,500. I mean, this is pretty, we're a small town, we're all intelligent here, and we're all dedicated. I mean, just, if you were going strictly by the law, or the intent of the law to protect the wetlands and protect the environment, I mean, I frankly have a problem with requiring somebody, if you can get somebody for $500, I've got a friend to do it, that's all right, but I don't wanna, I hate to see anybody go spend
But I guess, like, when you look at
$2,500
like
for
Marlboro
that.
Road, like that house on the corner of Marlboro Road, we fought that and it ended up going to the state. We didn't make that argument there. We can't just
Correct.
pick and choose where we let it slide and where we don't.
Oh, that was a little different. If you look at
And
it,
that-
that's a little different.
I disagree.
The size and the quantity of it.
I disagree.
Well, I'm just voicing my opinion,
Yep,
okay?
Can
absolutely.
I say something else here?
In 1 second,
Okay.
okay? Does anybody else on the board have anything they want to say?
That whole
So,
sleazy.
I just had a
Eat
question.
It's no different.
So I'm.
You too. Stop.
Just looking at this, like I wasn't free to visit the site either, but, you're just extending the culvert,
That's it.
the existing culvert, basically?
Just that,
Filling that in?
just one length, that's it.
All right, so,
Can we
all right,
back up a slide?
thanks. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on what was going on with that.
Right, but I
Right-
agree
right
that doing that
Okay,
did
so-
disrupt the wetlands
So
that
right
were
now, there's a
existing.
little
Sure.
triangle
So,
of
and
we have to
property
rectify
that
that.
belongs to
It's-
the neighbor. And
What's that, AJ? I couldn't hear you.
right here, there's just this triangle of property right here.
But it's actually not right there.
No.
So, right, if you look at this, AJ.
Did I get it?
So that's not a
by
clear map
75
we're
feet.
looking at.
Well,
20 by 75?
20 feet wide, the easement, if I can
Here.
speak, not to be rude.
Right here.
The easement is 20 feet
Yeah, okay,
wide
yeah.
by 75 feet long, and it goes in a triangle.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sorry, I got it
And
wrong.
that's
So,
what-
there you
that's
go,
some of
yep.
The misconception of where these lines lie, and then we've tried, so that is prior to, the property line, my property line roughly is in the center of his driveway at the road. And as that 75-foot triangle chokes down, it goes back onto Rick's property, Bonnie's property, and then heads up their driveway.
Yeah.
And that's essentially, so they have access, and they have had access, and have modified that opening to suit them over the years. And that 75 feet and that 20 feet wide has been and is available. I cannot disrupt it. I can't, put anything there to block them or anything. It's been an easement, and it's been understood. It was actually given to Rick by his aunt, who used to own the house that I live in, that was built in 1786.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm good. I just
You're
wanted to make
good?
sure I was clear on what was going
Okay.
on.
AJ, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that there, you know, there seems to be some conflict over that, that easement, and,
Right, well, and the ability to replicate the wetlands on the other side, and it should reduce the conflict. If you can widen your driveway on your property by replicating the wetlands on the other side, it will cost you some money to do this, but it
And
will,
that's- And I'm bringing in the place to come in to give us a risk. Go ahead.
Yeah. It will ultimately get you what you want and reduce the conflict between you two.
I don't know, am I supposed to talk or?
Well, sure. Haven't asked for audience yet, but.
Name and address first,
Bonnie is aware of everything.
Yes.
And I would ask if she has a disagreement with what I say, just to speak up. And if I'm telling mistruths or I'm misleading, but I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
the easement is there, I've never restricted Rick from the use of it. The issue, the conflict comes because Rick has approached me several times to purchase the easement, to which I said no, only because if I'm not here tomorrow, I don't want my wife to have to work out what's gonna happen with the property and where the property lines are. David E. Ross, who also did their land survey, who used their land survey to survey my property in 2009 after we moved in 2007, laid out the lines. Once the misunderstanding came through that the easement is not all the way up the driveway, it's just 20 feet wide by 75 feet in, there was a misunderstanding that some of my land was Rick's land or Bonnie's land, and once that came to a realization, there was an attempt to purchase the land. Because I would not sell the land, it's kind of caused Rick and I to have off and on difference of opinions. Most recently, he asked me if he could put a mailbox on my side on the easement.
Okay, but that's not a
Okay.
wetlands issue. Right.
So let's move forward.
Yep.
The wetlands issue would be this, that through the modifications that he's done, there's another pipe that's in his driveway that is not on the easement, was not applied for here, and it subsequently puts water from that basin onto my property where there is no wetlands. Those two pipes, was my concern, is that these pipes keep going in and there's no overview of how they're installed and where they're installed.
So there now will be oversight
And I'd
on
like the
this.
second pipe addressed also is what I'm asking.
Okay.
Please, there's two pipes that are there.
Which is the second?
Was 100 feet roughly.
The one that's further
The
up?
green one that runs, say, north to south.
I don't know directions.
Can
Just
you
wait a minute.
come?
Just wait a minute.
Or the
I
big
can't.
one?
The little one.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, just,
Sorry,
actually, Matty,
yeah.
just leave.
What was your name
Oh,
and
that's
address?
fine.
It's to the next
Yeah.
neighbor. It's to the
Okay.
next neighbor.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I could show, I mean, and if I'm wrong, please, they're here. I'm not trying to be nefarious.
Yep.
As you come up the driveway here, as you come, somewhere in this area, before it starts to go up the hill to Rick's property, he installed a green 6-inch drain pipe that's probably 40 feet long. It goes from this side of the wetlands and it exits onto my property. The idea behind it, I believe, is that if this were to back up in a high level of water, that this would then drain onto my property to alleviate any erosion that would happen to Rick's driveway that he has had over the years because of the water table. So I understand the thought process behind it, but I was never for it. I asked him to remove it. It has not been removed. I would like it addressed as part of my being here so that this is a one and done. That pipe, I believe, should be removed also and remediated, and my opinion only. Subsequently.
Can I have a point here?
Yes.
Yep.
He
Okay.
What he's talking about is that pipe he's talking about on my driveway. I got a pipe, and if you look up to the hill going up, not
No.
even their yard, but the next house up, the water drains all the way through there. Come in all that, right by his backyard and everything, and in a heavy rainstorm, it goes up to the top of my driveway. And if the driveway ain't gonna be there, it'll plug my driveway, and that was created before they were even there. And I did fix it when he got here, and we made it long. I probably should have cut it in half, and hey, however, it is what it is.
Do you know what year it was installed? Ish?
That I first put in there?
Yeah.
35 years ago.
Ooh, that's, so, the 90s?
I put my driveway in all that to
Right.
build my house.
Right, but the pipe that's there now was redone in roughly 2016.
From the pipe that was in there before, because the pipe was filled. And as I said, the water comes right up the
Right.
top. And when that water runs all up, all you can smell is their raw sewage coming up on the top of there.
That's a Board of Health
Yes.
issue.
But I'm just saying, when that water gets full, it's
Because
flowing.
that shouldn't happen either.
Is that,
Okay.
that is the pond, the big black circle?
Yep.
What's the, oh gosh, I just lost it. The distance ratio, like feet to inches, or what, how far is that yellow line, the bottom yellow line underneath it, away from the pond?
That would,
mean-
so when you have the wetland specialist come out, that is one of the things that they will do, is they will give you a radius,
Okay.
of 100 feet from anything that you need to worry about. And so then you will know
Right.
for the future also where that 100 foot is.
What, equivalent 20 feet, and the other, that's only, so you do out the same area, or you don't gotta,
No. You have to compensate for it other place.
that's what I'm saying, is, but the same size area is another, 20 feet over there.
Because it's just more different distance away.
Right. Maddie, will you also point to the area that we were talking about earlier today? Can I ask what, right on the, top of the pond?
Okay. Oh, yep.
What's going on there? It looks like it gets mowed or something? Just from the satellite picture, it looks like there's lines.
I used to mow all the time.
Okay.
I've mowed it for years, in fact, back to 30 years ago.
Is that your property?
Yep.
Well, part of it is.
Yeah. So-
That triangle,
So this,
And I own that other piece, oh, no, I don't, no, I don't,
This
just
is
look
not-
at it.
right,
All this and this piece down here.
right.
So, but runs off the screen. I hope that was clear.
Okay, so you have the order of, the enforcement order?
yep.
Oh, one more,
I
yeah,
just want to make sure we've covered everything. So, from my perspective, there's 2 pipes
yep,
that are not permitted on the property. My third concern is for my well in my home. There are vehicles that are buried half in and half out of construction debris in that top right corner. If I can approach the screen, I can point it
Sure.
to you. And I'm not sure the condition, if there's oil in the blocks, if there's gas in the tanks. Rick has filled in this section here with dump loads of construction material. And as you go up this mowed path here and you come up, there's several trucks that are buried half in, half out, like Christine, where you see the chrome bumper sticking out, and the rest of them are encased inside the hill. My concern is that over time, deterioration to the metal gas tanks based on the age of the vehicles, that MTBE or any other chemicals that could be secreted out of the tanks could contaminate the groundwater, then affecting my well. So in addition to the 2 pipes that I feel are a violation, I feel as though the construction debris And the trucks that are buried in the woods inside of a hill should be removed and remediated, and it should be put back to the way it is to secure my well in the future of the town's water supply that drains into North Brook.
Well,
Can't
I
see it from the
refer to
road.
my earlier statement. We need to have experts in there look at that. We
Right.
need to have wetlands experts. The wetlands need to be delineated. With all that trash, that opens, that changes the whole
Right.
perspective of this, and maybe even a Board of Health look at the soils or something.
This trash he was just talking about, I think they're empty cab, there's nothing inside, engines, nothing in it.
Okay.
And if it's really a thing worth about it, I'll get it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Not even-
Right, it's probably a good idea to take them out, especially if you can do that easily.
Yeah. But that's not in the wetland, is that the wetland?
Well, it depends on how close that 100 feet is.
We have to have it delineated.
Right.
Did you put it there, Rick?
Yeah, I drove it there with the backhoe all there.
Okay. You put the truck there.
Huh?
You put that truck there?
Okay.
Picked it up and put it there.
Okay, yeah.
I said there's nothing in it, it's an empty cab.
No, I just wanted to make sure you did it and it wasn't there when you bought
So
the
it's the
property.
top one,
No,
right?
no.
Under B.
Did I get it right?
So it would be.
Without, or is it, what's the difference between these two?
Okay.
What's this and this?
Okay, I think it's just the one on this first page, yeah.
First one,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Which
In-
makes sense.
Yeah.
Not in violation, but whether without, yeah, right,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one without permission.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and,
I guess my check mark didn't come through.
okay, so, cease and desist. Resource area audit. Restoration plan, okay, so, just trying to think realistically, how long do we wanna give before we wanna see a plan?
What do we usually allow?
I mean, I think often we do a month, but I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, with the holidays and stuff too.
right.
First
So,
meeting in January.
right, so what's our first meeting in January is mid-January, we only have one that month, right?
Yep, so the 15th.
Oh, we do?
So, yeah, cause the first, I
first,
believe,
yeah.
is, yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna say by January 15th, we have a meeting, on January 15th. We would like you to, hire someone to help you with this plan and delineate the wetlands. If you've worked with David E. Ross before, they have.
If you work with who?
David E. Ross, they have people on staff who can help you with this.
David E. Ross.
The surveyor,
I got it.
okay. They have people on staff that can help, that can help you with this. We would like to see a plan by January 15th. If the plan is in process but not complete, just let us know and let us know who you're working with and we can coordinate. But January 15th is what we would like you to shoot for.
And can I ask you to come out and look at my driveway again on this water thing, he has problems? Come out and look at it, and I wanna show you what the level it all is,
Yep.
and you'll understand that.
Do you guys wanna, when we're
Should we set a
doing
date?
61 Lancaster, do we wanna?
Oh, yeah.
Right around the
Is
corner.
Saturday okay?
I'm
Field
waiting.
trip, oh no.
Yeah, right?
I can,
I know.
that's okay.
Well, you've already
Might-
been there, though.
Might be all for the better.
Yep. Okay, so we have an appointment on Lancaster Road at 2 on Saturday, and we'll come by after that.
Okay,
So,
Friday, I'll be there.
Saturday.
Saturday, I'll be there.
Would I be available to go to that also if I wanted
Members of the I guess that's up to your neighbors.
Well, you can stand on your own land.
You fi- are you okay if Michael comes?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, For the following, restoration and replication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, so we definitely want to know what the impacts are up there currently. I think that's the first step, right?
Okay. Report on impacts to site. Anything else? And besides the restoration and,
No, I think that's.
okay. And
Oh, I was starting to say something, but I had to say something a little while ago. How do you complain about the beavers? If you cross the road from where my house is, right there, you go over, and you go up to the corner of the road, the dam does not go. The water that break, the water hole is not there. All the water is going on this side of the driveway down to my road here. And you're asking for extra water I gotta put up for these little things? I did a whole, almost water to the driveway. The whole road's all open.
I'm not sure I followed all
Okay,
that.
Well, I think during the site walk, we
Yeah,
could.
yeah, you can show us on Saturday.
I could what?
Show us on Saturday.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I think being on the ground and looking at it will really be helpful for understanding.
Can show you the how it's eaten away underneath the ground, so it's all just coming right into my other bank in this way.
Yeah,
And
that's,
Christ, you want extra water adding for this, that, there it is.
Yeah.
Leave it alone and
Nature's
make a
engineer.
mess.
Just let them.
Right?
I think someone has their hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes?
Can you just remind the folks that Saturday, since you do not have a quorum, there will be no decisions made, there will be no discussions had.
Correct.
There will be no asking for things to be done, because it is not a formal meeting of the Conservation Committee,
Right.
Conservation Commission.
it's just a site walk.
Right, it's.
Understood, you
Yep.
understand
Okay,
that, but I
sorry.
wanna make sure that the people involved are not looking to you saying, I need you to tell this person to do blah, blah, blah. You
Right.
can't.
Are you asking us right now, do we understand?
I am asking the chair, I am not asking you.
Right. She's asking me to ask you.
I
Do you, okay.
Yeah, you're
and
just coming
it-
on a field trip, that's it.
Yep, just coming on a field trip, just coming and looking at what is there. And so we can't make any decisions in the field. We cannot tell you, yes, you can do that, no, you can't do that. None, in anything that is said is not to be taken as a directive, implied or otherwise. And we will try really hard to not say anything. I'm gonna sign this on the other page because my name is here. Kind of printed, silly. Actually, I guess we should take a vote to issue the enforcement order. Anybody want to make a motion to?
So moved.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we only have,
Yep. Oh, did you know? Oh, did I not put yours on there?
is that what you signed way up there?
Okay, maybe actually,
Oh.
this is
Yeah.
the signature page. I don't know why that one got
Yeah.
printed weird.
This one printed better.
I didn't realize these were here. You know, it's real helpful if you can read it. I'm not even on there, so never mind.
Yeah.
Here, you're on this one.
Cool. Now I have to be able to spell my name.
Some of it, anyway. So after everyone signs this, Maddie will make a copy and give you guys the original, so you have it. So when you.
Yeah, I know, I saw it later.
When you hire somebody, you can let them know you have this document. Actually, can I see the?
Is this your pen or?
Yes, there.
Yeah. 'Cause I think a few people need to sign in.
I forgot the word plan.
So if 4 people went on the site visit, it would have to be
Posted as a meeting.
posted.
Yep. Which
And
we
then it
do
would-
have time to do that, but,
Right.
yeah.
Well, I do have other plans, so it's
Okay.
just as easy, right? Yeah, because then you would actually have to write minutes and everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll pass.
Okay.
Nobody wants to write extra minutes.
Right? Ever.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you get
The
it on?
issue was, I had put one together, you put them
Yeah.
one together, and I think they just get like combined into,
Into one?
yeah. But I think yours printed out better than mine, so.
Did you hit 100?
All right.
No.
Is there a place where we can say that we delivered it in person?
I guess we can just sign it as a, you can
Okay.
sign it as a.
What is today? Today is the 20th. 20th.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I'll make a quick copy.
Why don't we take just a few minute break while we get this so that
Thank you.
YouTube doesn't have to watch us sit around and wait for Maddie and make copies. Certificate of compliance request for 236 West Street, AKA the Tavern.
Oh,
Yes.
I saw this on Facebook or something the other day.
Yeah.
I stopped in and took a look.
Was it good?
Oh, nice, nice. Okay, so the work has been done. I believe the building permit is satisfied, and now they're asking for a certificate of compliance for the wetlands, related work that they did. If you remember, it was mostly work in the front of the building, which was, technically still within the 200-foot riverfront area. And we did not schedule a site walk, because anyone
Nope.
who's driven by knows.
Yeah, me and AJ did
Oh, you did?
check it.
Check it.
So,
Oh, good.
everything is stabilized.
And all the silt fences out?
So I did request that the
There's some
plastic
wattle.
straw wattle, yeah, be removed.
Okay. There we go.
No.
No,
This is what I need a new laptop.
hold on.
Or you need a longer HDMI cable.
Or longer arms.
Yep. There we go. Yep. Yeah, so if you remember, they bumped out the back just a little bit too to accommodate a walk-in refrigerator, I think, or freezer or something. So if anybody have any questions? Anybody want to make a motion to
Well,
issue? Oh,
So,
Is the waddle still open or did, cause I didn't stop in there today.
Yeah, I haven't stopped in there, but I did notify them that we wanted to go.
Okay.
He said, okay.
no,
I mean, I
Yeah.
could,
Yeah, I
I
know,
could hold
I
the
know.
signed copy until then.
yeah, so we can vote and sign, and you just make sure that they have removed it.
Oh,
Yep.
I will go there tomorrow midday.
All right, Walter.
so basically, it's a tight tank system that has to be pumped on a regular basis, right? There's no
Yeah,
leach
I
field,
believe
there's
that
no
it-
anything, there's nothing.
Yep.
And it was, the Board of Health inspected it on there, okay?
All right. Any other questions, comments? Take a motion to approve the certificate of compliance for 263 West Street.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. That's that. Powder House Hill CR, how's that coming?
It's coming.
All right. Can we?
What is the complexity of that? Why?
It's just time. Lack of time.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Right.
So, understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know what that's about.
So if we set a goal to be able to file it or to be done with our part of the work in January,
I think
does
that's
that feel
reasonable. Yep.
realistic? Okay. That would be great.
Though I did notice in the CR, they now have language for amendments, so that you don't have to go to the extent that we have to go to with, let's say, first.
Oh, with
Yeah.
Pisco?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. With the most recent documents, the boilerplate includes an amendment section, so you don't have to go as far as like go to town meeting and then go to the state.
So you're allowed to make amendments?
Yep, as long as it doesn't contradict the.
The spirit
Yeah,
of the
the-
CR?
yeah, right.
Oh, that's good to know.
I went and looked and I was like, oh nope, that's not included in the.
Pisco one.
Yeah, or the what is it? Was it First Colony? The
Oh, yeah.
the one that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
special
because
town
that was a
meeting?
long time ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I bet that's why they're doing it though.
Right.
Yep. Interesting. Well, since that is now approved language, can we add that certainly to the Powder House Hill one?
Yep. Yep. So it's already in there. I realized. I was
Okay.
like, oh.
All right. All right. January.
January.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. And let me know if you need help.
Okay.
Do we still only have 8 hours a week for?
Almost a 10. So. Yep.
Yep.
Still not a lot for
Right.
contract review.
Right. Trail maintenance.
Time change is killing me.
Yep. Yep.
All I
It's-
really had a chance to do is, much to Walter's chagrin, flag the reroute that I want to do on one of the trails at Brewer Brook,
Okay.
and then decide that was horrible and I need to flag it in a different spot. So
All right.
You can't get floodlights for your chainsaw?
generally not advised. I do have headlamps, but
Right.
No, no.
Still,
it
yeah.
closes at dusk, so technically I'm not allowed to be out there.
Right.
Yeah, it's-
I will say that I went on a hike over to Horseshoe Pond, coming from the Lyman parking lot.
Yep.
And on the trail map, the trails that are black dots have no trail markings whatsoever.
Yep.
So we might want to think about
Do some signage.
do some signage and some marking, especially on that end if we're putting the parking lot there.
Yeah.
So I also kind of tangentially, Ethan will be presenting the plan for the parking lot to CPA on December 3rd. We did get numbers from the highway department. It didn't include everything. Can you believe they're not going to help us with the benches? Ugh. So now we have to do math. So we have some things we need to add in on top of that.
Yeah.
But if anybody cares to attend, it's on Zoom, December 3rd.
I did do some deadfall clearing around Brewer Brook. Just easy access for me, so I can just walk out and take care of it. There's still some that needs to happen. There's a hung up tree there that's a little more dicey to get rid of, but I'll be able to figure it out.
Okay.
And then Walter, are you free on Sunday at all?
Mhm.
Okay. I wanted to go look at that trail we've been talking about. I was away last weekend, but there's a Brewer Brook section you were talking about that gets real muddy. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
From the head of from over the bridge, you go over to get to like the Berlin Meadow or whatever we're calling that.
Yep.
Yep. All right. I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Awesome. Forest stewardship plan.
I have, I've exhausted my alternative foresters, and I'm gonna get back to Mike Downey, the state forester, who offered to call Gary for me and just, I think I told you last time that Gary's in all kinds of hot water out. No, he's not in hot water. He's being attacked by do-gooders on forest plans out there. He's just kind of in the dumps and everything, so, but the other two, one of them was the forester for the Fish and Wildlife when I was there, and he's just, too busy and doesn't want to, and the other guy's from way out in the other end of the state, so further away than Gary, but I put an email into Mike Donnelly a couple of days ago, just telling him, yes, I'll accept his offer. He was gonna give Gary a call on the side and just talk to him and see what's going on there, so that's where that is.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for keeping up with it. All right, Community Tohoto internship program.
Okay, so, the Tohoto School Council met last Wednesday, and they now have 4 students coming to the meetings, 2 boys and 2 girls. I believe they're at the high school, middle school. So I brought up the idea of we tried to start the program, and the principal, Lisa Square, is very excited about it. So she wants us to come up with a plan, what do we want to do? And bring it they have a person who's in charge of the internship volunteer program, and submit it to them to discuss. So Walter had mentioned the Bluebird Trail, right, so that's on the agenda. And I'd also like to mention that last year, excuse me, one of the science teachers wanted to do a thing on composting. And they had approached conservation to supply some composting tanks.
Did they?
Well, they mentioned it, right. They have to go through the Board of Health, though. So we would come up with an idea, a proposal, and they would have to submit a request to the Board of Health to do that. But Stan Rogolinsky at the transfer station was very interested in having the kids, do an activity on composting and then present something at the transfer station.
Cool.
Right.
But to be clear, I think he said they couldn't do any composting at the transfer station.
No, they would do it at
Educational
the school.
outreach, yeah, okay.
Well, so what they're looking for is 2 of those black containers to be used for composting, and they would study what was going on. And then they could present like a slideshow.
Yeah, about what they
Or do,
learned and.
right, and they
yeah.
could talk to people at the transfer station possibly.
Okay, so are they looking for us to supply those? And I'm not even opposed to helping them get it. I just want to
Right.
be clear about
They're looking for a donation, but it has to go through, because I looked into it last year, it has to go with whoever is doing the program at the school, the science teacher would have to submit a request to the Board of Health.
Okay. And do they know that?
I think so, but we
Okay.
would remind them.
Yeah,
that was
so,
last
right,
year.
so if you can make
Right.
sure that they know that they have to request, send the request to the Board of Health. If they need some sort of letter of support or something from us, we can do
Mhm.
that.
Right.
But we can't make the request for
Yeah.
them.
So what I would suggest is that we could meet with the director of the, internship
Mhm.
program, along with Lexi Rogolinski.
Right. Yeah, I think,
She was very excited about the idea, so I wish they had that when I was at Tohoto.
right.
Plus her dad's at the, right,
Yep.
so.
And the kids might be a little bit more interested in
Mhm.
being involved if
Right.
someone a little bit younger and
Right.
hipper was involved.
Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah.
I think, they presented their ideas, they were very open to making comments and everything, so I think we'd have a better chance this year.
Okay. All right, and then maybe we could come up with some sort of trail project, like very specific,
Mhm.
either building a bridge or rerouting that trail or,
Yep.
something that is a very specific project, to see if they would be interested in helping with that.
Sure.
Okay.
Does that,
Okay,
what's
so-
the time frame on that? Are we talking spring or are we talking?
Do you know when they would be looking to do the project?
No,
Or-
the next meeting is, the third week in December, I believe. But I think we could probably contact the person at Tohoto and say, we've come up with these ideas and we'd like to maybe bring them to the council.
Okay.
Or meet just with her.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
so probably, early spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
so
problem.
kind of an outline of what you want to do with the Bluebird Trail, what you want to do with the trail, and we'll come up with some, what we want to do at the transfer station.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and any other ideas we could,
Yeah, if anybody comes up with any ideas,
I have an idea.
okay.
Well, I think this, we've been talking about this forever, is, like Bolton has a really nice trail map, big book. Have you seen
Oh,
it?
the-
It's super
oh, a
nice.
book?
Bolton, yeah.
Really?
Fancy. It's at Bolton Bean, if you want to see
Can
it.
you bring a copy?
I didn't buy one, but I did bring a copy, remember, a long time ago.
Probably online. anyway.
The Sudbury one. Anyway, that I was thinking if they wanted to do electronic mapping or a book, to map out.
Right.
Like if they have their.
I would say,
savvy.
I would definitely say that our trail maps on the town website certainly need some attention and updating.
Yes, yeah, and
Um,
I think that would be super cool, or signage, or like a little, barcode that links you to them. A lot of
Right.
people take their
A
phones.
QR code.
Yeah, the QR codes, that's what Bolton has.
yeah.
They're super fancy.
They have QR codes on their,
Mhm.
like kiosks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, yes. All right, would you be interested in putting together a little outline of some
Sure.
things about that?
Yep.
That'd be
An
awesome.
example, maybe I'll just
Right.
go and get the
And it
Bolton.
wouldn't necessarily have to be ready for the next meeting,
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
but I
next
think
meeting,
it
but-
would just be really nice, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, we have some plans.
We still on community outreach?
We are.
Yeah, well, I do think, talking about the Bluebird, I just got it in my head, and I know where it's worked other places. It just seems the perfect thing to engage a broader public, from kids to parents to, if there were adequate Bluebird houses in town, I could almost see people, being on Berlin Neighbors Connect, being on our website, and again, I said this before, I've looked at our website, and it's all right. It's all right. And somebody, whether we should hire somebody or not, I think a lot more could be people should be able to click on that Bluebird Trail map of where I've got a map of where I put all the ones I've had there, directions on how to install them, types of locations, how to maintain them, and then, I mean, sometime in May, there should be a count of how many bluebirds there are flying around, how many are actually being nested, how many are tree swallows, you know, and just get people engaged in wildlife and the environment a little bit more. I think that's where we're lacking a little, as our most conservation commission. We do our job, we do the work, but I don't see, you know, I know out there, I bump into them every once in a while, there's people all over town that are interested in this, and in special and birders and this, you know, and we don't seem to pull them together. And go ahead.
I just, if you could send the map that you have
Yeah.
and any other literature, Maddie and I can make a Bluebird Trail tab on our website, on the
Okay.
town website, and add those documents to that.
And in, I
But
mean,
we need
I
the
would go so
documents.
far as to actually announce sometime in January, February, where we would hold a meeting in the 1870 Town Hall upstairs for anybody interested in putting up bluebirds and know how to put them up, how to do it, and
Right,
have
well-
a program on
And
it.
build,
Right, and AJ talked about building
Right.
some bluebird
Right.
houses with it, so I would love to do that if we wanted to plan something like in March.
Yeah, I had someone
Or is that
contact me
too,
on.
or
and-
early March?
yeah, no
Is
later.
that too late?
Okay.
So who do we approach about
I think
building
April would be
it?
too
The
late.
students? Or-
Or just put it out to the general public, you
Right.
know,
Yeah, late February, March, something like that.
okay.
And that, I mean, that's on the, you know, the bluebirds, but as Maddie was asking me earlier, she said she would like to start a birders program and lead a birders group
That would
in
be
town.
fabulous.
And,
Did you really say you
she's
wanted to
really
do that, or did
excited.
you say that you wanted to, you could do that, you should do that?
I mean, I would love to do that.
That would be awesome. Yeah, even if we did it like quarterly or something.
Right.
You know, just
Even
like
if, I
with
mean, if
every
it takes
season.
adding a couple more, you know, and then we've got to talk about our budget, warrant closures and everything else, but, I mean,
Yeah.
we do all the groundwork, let's get out there and educate the public and get them interested in Berlin and what we have here, a little bit more, and if it takes a couple more hours on Maddie's time, I'm all for it. She volunteered.
Well, yeah.
Give it as Mike.
Yeah, all right. Miss Peg.
Have you been in touch with the person or the company who's redeveloping or is developing the town website?
So they reached out to us to schedule some time. And didn't,
Apparently I didn't.
huh?
Apparently I didn't read that email.
Oh, oh, Maddie missed
I was
that
like, oh,
email.
that's junk
But,
mail or
Um,
something.
From that, from
Yeah.
from the.
Right.
Yeah.
There was, if I remember correctly, they wanted to meet during the week, during the day. And so, okay, thanks.
I
Thanks
would,
for your help.
Madam Chair, I'll volunteer to lead that and report back before I make any decision, but just get it open and get our foot in the door quick.
About what?
Whether, whoever's putting our website together, the town website that Madam Selectman just mentioned,
Yes.
select person.
Okay. All right. Do you want to look into that? The email, I'm sure the
Yeah.
email is in there, and if not, you can get it from Kristen.
Carolyn, what I'll do is I'll reach out to Kristen and have her reach out to the folks and ask if there's any possible way they could do an after 5 meeting for
Right.
you.
Right, because I'm sure there are other groups that are in the same position. If they
Agreed.
wanted to like
Yep.
do a Saturday
Yes,
and just schedule people or something, that would be great.
okay, I got you.
Awesome.
So I'm not clear on how, how you would engage the students at Tohoto with the Bluebird Trail.
Neither am I.
Hmm?
Neither am I.
No,
He said neither is he.
yeah.
So, but he's going to think about it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, if we get something going to get a bluebirds, a bluebird trail, I think, is a general, across-the-board description of implementing bluebird habitat and
I mean,
housing.
do they have shop class
that's
at
all
the
it would be,
Honto?
and-
'Cause
and
they
yeah,
do.
They do.
That's
Right.
an easy project to build
Right.
those.
They do.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Well, you
Right.
know, a few years ago, we would do a summer program with kids, mostly with the Berlin Memorial kids.
Mhm.
You know, and one year we took them to different farms. We did a thing up at, I think it
Yeah,
was the
Karen
Ross
did
Dam.
that, didn't she?
Hmm?
I think that was Karen.
Karen
Who put
did this
that
thing
together?
on the, vernal pools.
Yep.
We visited, the farm, some farms in Berlin, and then we just had somebody take the kids around and show them the wildflowers and, you know, different things.
Right.
And it was a summer program, run by the Conservation Commission. I do believe that, I think we charged something, I'm not sure.
Right.
but-
I think Karen ran it though.
Well, we did it 3 different years, so I
Yeah.
think she did the 3rd year.
Okay.
And then she worked with the school kids on her own.
Right, to
Mhm.
do the vernal pool.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think, I mean, just an example, what can be done. It must have been the early nineties, Bob Duran was secretary then, and we put together biodiversity days, statewide biodiversity days. Every town put together a biodiversity group, we went out, and they had lists and everything, and it had to identify plants, animals, reptiles, insects, mammals, the whole thing. Berlin identified more different things than any other town in the state. Berlin's people, they were really enthused, it did good, a lot of press, Joni Bergen, all the people, you know, a lot of people involved in it, and Dave Burke. But, I mean, that's just an idea of, I only throw that out to show you what can be done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would think we could put together a bluebird trail. When I say that, Louise, I just mean put together people informed on bluebirds and somehow network together so that we're sharing what's going on and see what's going on around and improve it. I mean, you can max out, because bluebirds don't want to be more than a couple hundred yards away from each other, I think, you know, and they have to have special habitat. So we could actually max out on how many houses could go up.
You know, I teach 1 or 2 days a week at Tohoto, and I'm sure Lisa or Renee and Rich, the 2 assistant
sorry.
principals. Oh, I'm sorry. I say I teach there 1 to 2 days a week. as a
Up
sub
in Tohoto.
At Tohoto. So I know Lisa, I just talked to her briefly, and I
Oh,
knew she
yeah,
had the
she's
meeting.
very
Yeah,
excited
they're
about it.
fantastic, and the 2 assistant principals, I'm not sure who she would lead it, but I think they're very receptive. I've done the shop class, so I know that's not what they call it anymore, but it has a new term, and I should know the answer to that question. But again, I think they would warmly welcome that, just as they have with the other things. So, and again, if I can help, please let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be, it would be great.
They're great people. They
Oh,
really are.
yeah, they are.
Absolutely. It's a nice program,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so maybe we should talk about presenting it to Sally.
Sure.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
How about if AJ and I kind of take the lead in that, but I just want to make sure it's what the Conservation Commission wants. Get out there in front, going to represent the commission. Does the commission want to put forward with this?
As long as somebody's willing to do it. I mean, I don't have the capacity to take it
But if we
down,
do it,
but-
I want to do it in the name of the Berlin Conservation
Yeah,
Commission.
Yeah.
I'm not problem.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
But,
And let's see
so,
what
so
we can
maybe
do.
put some plans together and then,
Obviously.
yeah, we'll all talk about it.
Always require a plan, right?
Yeah, okay. Awesome. I only have one more thing. So, the Community Preservation Act Committee is making signs to put at different projects, you know, this project funded by. And we would like to put a sign at Powder House Hill, but it's an easement. So somebody else owns, so the homeowner, I feel like we should contact and have a conversation and all agree on where the sign should go. So, if everybody from the commission is okay, I would like to write a letter from the commission, just to start that conversation.
Sure.
Because
Sure,
I
well,
would
they-
be super sad if a sign just showed up on my yard, in my yard one day.
If they're not okay with it, can we put the sign further up on the property? So like, I mean, I know it's not ideal, but if.
Right, yeah,
They,
yeah.
we could still have a place to put it. right?
Yes, yep. So, everybody okay with that? All right. Awesome. What do you got?
Don't encourage him.
I know, right?
I think we can move on.
You've been very quiet and very patient all night. I love this book that you have here, Woodworking for Wildlife. So there's definitely some projects, you know, if the building the bluebird boxes goes well as a community project, we can pick
Bat
some other
boxes.
projects.
Bat boxes, and then for the bees, those little boxes for the bees. Have you seen
So
them?
the bumblebees,
The bumblebees,
bumblebee
yeah.
bungalows.
Yeah, those are pretty cool too.
I'm not kidding.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's no end what you can do.
Right,
Really.
and there's a whole
This
book
bluebird
here.
thing could be extended into duck,
Yeah.
more duck boxes, more
Yep,
bat
duck
boxes.
boxes, flying squirrel houses.
right.
No, we need that.
Kestrel
Uh,
boxes.
Do you think we could put a
Kestrel
second
boxes.
duck house out on, Horseshoe Pond?
Yeah.
I think we could.
Well,
You
Horseshoe
got three
Pond,
on.
Horseshoe Pond has this much water in it at the
I know,
moment,
I
so
know.
you could go do it now.
Oh, actually, I guess I didn't realize that was, I was not able to get out on the ice and clean that duck box out last winter.
It may
next
be
week.
a little soft. Well,
I have muck
we're
boots.
gonna get some rain.
I was just
but-
saying, may wanna do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Before 10.
But yeah, it was very, very dry. Yeah, Bumblebee Bungalow.
Yeah,
Right
they're
there.
really cool.
Yeah, so, you know, I think doing more projects like that would be great.
So it
Well,
would
the-
just be bluebird houses, it would be all the bird houses, right?
The first time,
Right.
but we could, if it was successful, we could add other projects.
I see that, look around the table, you know, we all got so much time, but any one of these projects, I think, lends itself to more people coming in and joining as members and taking charge of a committee, but we initiate and get it going. I mean, I think, you know, somebody on River Road sent me an email, and he wants to put together 25 bluebird houses, wants to know how to do it, I told AJ about it, and I said, well, wait a minute, we got kids going, let's get coordinated a little bit, so there's a lot of interest, and I think a lot of people would step up to the plate if they know where the plate was.
You just
So
need
we gotta
somebody to
provide
lead
the
it.
plate.
You're
Yeah, need
willing to
somebody
lead
to
it?
organize it.
Yeah.
Yep. What else?
All right. One other thing there, on the garden, you know, I put a lot of time in it, and I'll put a lot of time in again, I have no meaning, but am I doing it for the Conservation Commission? Do we wanna continue this? We put some money into it. AJ has contributed a lot to it. Even showed up earlier in the year, but, do we want to, again, I haven't seen other members out there, but if I don't wanna come on and myself stepping up doing this. Am I doing, is the Conservation Commission interested in this? And another reason for the website, get people involved in it, and what do you think about a GoFundMe page? Costs $1,000 a year for annuals for that.
Right, I don't know that,
We put that much into it last year, you know?
right, but we would have to find out the legality of us doing that.
Of
Yeah.
doing what?
Of
A GoFundMe.
Of a GoFundMe page.
Any sort of fundraising.
What if
yeah.
what if a group came into the Berlin Garden Club,
That is
under
a
our
totally
auspices or something? Is there a way of doing it?
I think a Berlin Garden Club could do it. I don't know, like, we could support them, but I don't think they could be part of, the difference is whether they're part of town government or not.
Okay.
So if they were outside of town government and we like supported them, you know, whatever, I don't know what that would really look like, but.
Allowing them to do it on that chunk of land.
Well, if
yeah,
I,
right?
I mean,
That's, we support them by letting
Providing
them
the
use,
space.
providing the space,
AJ,
right?
you and I can come up with a budget in annuals. I'd like those annuals are really beautiful and high quality that were in there last year along the front there. They look good. The perennials should be a little bit better this year and then full bloom next year. But, let's come up with a budget and then talk about it a little bit more. Do we want to, when does budget close?
They need to be turned in by the 29th of this month.
Are you kidding?
No, I am not.
3 months ahead of time.
Yes, it is.
Boy.
Giddy up.
So,
When I was there, we accommodated people.
so wait, you want
Christ.
to ask for town money?
I don't know,
as
I'm
part of our
asking
budget?
you. I mean, should we, what did?
I think you should try, at least, to form a garden club outside of town government, and they can start a GoFundMe page.
Mhm. You could do an adopt the garden.
The garden club could absolutely do that. The garden club could do lots of things that we can't do.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did, people donated pumps, I donated tanks, I watered it all
I
summer.
mean,
We
I
got a
think
lot of
people
stuff
would
there.
donate. I think people would donate. We just can't do it.
Okay, does anybody else want to contribute to that, besides AD and I? Put any time into this?
See what happens in the spring.
Well, what's happening right now? Spring is coming. We gotta get bulbs in the ground. We gotta do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't commit to it right now. I mean, maybe the spring I'll be able to help with something, but it's, you know,
right.
Okay.
I'm working on like this week.
Well, I think
Schedule.
if you're still up for, well, for Monday, we'll plant those.
Okay.
See if I can get some more yellow ones. That's all I had on the shelf, but
All right,
see if I can find some more.
okay.
I have
Yeah, 'cause
some
they
yellow
show
ones
up.
in my garden.
I'm happy to help out with grunt
Are you
labor,
guys
but
going
it's
anywhere this-
gotta be weekends
over
and
the
evenings,
holidays?
you know.
Not over the holidays, but
Well, just show me where they are. I'll figure
yeah,
it out.
there you go. I'll just dig them up.
Walter, all the people
I don't
who
think, I am going
worked
way
on-
the end of February,
Good.
All
but I
the
don't
people
think it
that
affects.
volunteered and donated flowers, so are they interested in continuing?
Well, I hate to tap them in again, but I'll ask them certainly. you
Right,
know,
that,
Judy
so that
and
could be the beginning of your garden club.
Well, one of them's a professional, and I had a tough time getting her just to show up, Louise, you know? I tried to get her to look at something, it took a
Right,
month.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
People don't have a lot of time if you're working full-time. It's tough to
Yep. Well, we
have
get
the
it, too.
energy at
Yeah, we
night
get
on the
it.
weekends to do stuff, you know?
We get it.
right.
So.
But we can, but
Any
what
more
we,
reasons why it can't be done?
right. But
I'm just saying.
one of the things that
You
we can
go
do
ahead.
is post something on Berlin Neighbors Connect early, not the day before
Yeah.
you're going out there. You know, start doing, start,
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
yeah, build up the interest.
Also use the item.
Yeah, can write an article, and Peg can get it to the item and get it published that way.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else? Going once?
Report on owls.
Oh, yeah, Maddie's.
Oh, my God, so
Yep.
cute.
So we are up to 96 northern saws, the little guys.
Wow.
Look how small they are.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So tiny.
Holy
Yep.
cow.
Yeah.
And then 3 barred owls now.
3?
Yeah.
You got another one the other night?
Oh, my.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Three what?
3 barred.
Bards, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When's the next banding party?
Next banding party. Well, weather's going to be an issue. I think it might be Sunday is the next day.
Right. And how many more times do you think you'll go out?
So it's definitely slowing down. We've been catching like 1 a night.
What are they eating at that time of the night, catching and eating at that time of the night?
That's they're
Maddie,
catching small rodents.
Holding the barred owl.
And there were-
Rodents,
Right.
mice. little
On
mice
Sunday
things.
night, there were so many moths.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know if they would go for the moths.
I think they probably would.
Yeah, I know they're insectivores as
Yeah.
well, those little guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We've had a
So,
bunch up
have you had
by
many
Highland Ridge.
people
in the-
showing up?
Between us and
I
Randall.
don't think so.
There's been, sometimes there's
Because
3
that
or
would
4
be
of
a
them
thing
together.
that
Oh.
we could
Walk
do.
up
It's
to the
just
wall,
so
some
cool.
of them will fly. They're very easy
Right,
to
but it's,
approach.
unfortunately, it's only in the fall.
In the fall.
Yeah. So, but maybe next year we could,
Right.
Get
invite
students out
some Tohoto students, yeah. That's so cool. Ah, I'm so bummed I didn't go. I went Friday night and it was a bust.
Oh, wow.
But,
Well, you did something in the spring too, didn't you? Didn't you?
she does it in the summer,
In the
in the
summer.
mornings, but not,
That's
there's
like
nothing in the spring,
songbirds
right?
No.
Right.
We'll try solids in the spring, so that would be like April. But it's a lot
When they're
less.
coming back.
Yeah, when they come back through, but they're not as
So
predictable.
I'm thinking we could invite kids to come, you know,
Yeah,
post
absolutely.
it.
Right.
But I think it's small numbers.
Yeah.
Because of the noise and all the lights, everybody's got a headlamp.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't even turn mine on the whole time I was out there Sunday.
That's great.
Full moon, you don't need that. light.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean, for untangling and stuff, but
Yep.
Right.
walking in the woods and full moon.
Yep.
Cool. Anyway,
Jill, did you just wanna come and see us? Cause
Yeah.
you missed us?
Yeah, no.
Okay, I just, before we close the
Yeah, no,
meeting, I just
no.
wanted to make sure we didn't blow past you.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Make a motion at 8:32 to end the meeting.
Second.
Non-debatable? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.